Welcome back to a new video. So this was my session from Friday, which was a heavy session that was potentially going to be a Saturday one, or at least on the app it says Saturday, but I'm a day ahead of my program. So I have the heavy day being on Friday, at least for this week, and probably next week as well. Probably until I need to take a day off randomly during the week, which will certainly happen at some point. You never know if I get sick or hurt or whatever, get really tired on a day and just want to take a day off in the middle of the week. Who knows? But I started the session out with muscle snatches up to 80, then had heavy singles on to snatch and clean and jerk. And I'm not necessarily approaching it in the same way that the app would directly want me to do. So it gives you 2 misses for both the snatch and the clean jerk, and then it will end the session. For me, I basically just go until I don't think I can go up anymore, and that's more so for the clean jerk than for the snatch. For the snatch, I don't necessarily mind having more than 2 misses. Obviously, you know, the less the better, but I basically want to get up to something either at 120 or a little bit above for the snatch, and then for the clean jerk to get to something like 150, and then kind of play it by ear by then. But it's not necessarily like a 100% have to go to as heavy as possible until I literally miss every single week, because that's just too stressful and not really that optimal. I do find some benefit of going and practicing some singles and kind of being in that mindset, but you know, going truly to a max till you're really feeling, I don't think there's a ton of utility in that. But snatches felt pretty good until I took this big jump here. After 110, I went to 118 with the idea of getting something above 120. This first rep here, I was just early on it and missed it, but I was able to come back and make it on the second attempt, and then went up to 121, where I got pretty close on the first one. I was just a little bit out in front, and I think I pushed the bar out with my left leg. So that's something I've been kind of thinking and kind of feeling on the snatches, to where I feel like my left arm and like the pull off the ground is not symmetrical on both sides. Like the bar is a little bit further on my left leg than on my right. So that's partially like how I'm standing, or how I'm like initially in my stance and stuff like that. So I'm playing around and making sure, you know, everything is as symmetrical as possible when I start, just to put myself in the best possible position from which to pull from. But I was able to hit 121 on the second one. It's really difficult, but it is the heaviest snatch I've done in a little bit, so it's quite good. Obviously, you know, progress would be getting into that without any misses, and obviously making it look a bit easier, which I think I'm going to be on the way to being able to do, hopefully sooner rather than later. Clean jerks were feeling pretty decent. I was relatively tired at this point, but I kind of knew like the clean jerks were probably not going to be, like 150 is going to be kind of like the max for the day, just based on kind of how my squats have been going. But here I went from 100 to 125. 125 felt pretty good, and I was also using the competitional legal bar on this rep. So the clean was pretty hard, but then I had the bar too far back, and I was kind of losing air, and so I ended up pushing the jerk forward. That's why it looked so bad, because I just didn't really have much air, so it was more so just attempting it just because it was already there. Second one looked a lot better, felt a lot better, the clean was a lot better, so everything just worked better with it. But that's definitely like something that as my squats get stronger, you know, the 140, 141, whatever I happen to be trying will feel better. The reason I did 141 and 151 is simply because I had done 150 recently, so just to kind of give myself a challenge of slightly increased weight. So when I do these like max out days, just keep trying to do 121, 151 until it's easy, and then potentially increase it from there. As you saw there, I cleaned 151, but it was too difficult, and I didn't attempt the jerk. And thankfully, it wasn't like injury or losing air or anything. It just felt really heavy, and I was like, there's not really any point, and so I just dropped it there. But it is progress in the sense that, like, you know, I got through a full week of training. There weren't any setbacks. I'm doing more volume and all that good stuff. So quite happy with that. The next session for tomorrow is not an AI session. It's just one, I guess I would say, made up on my own, but just wanted to do some other stuff on a Saturday since it's just a good day to train. So I'll probably continue to do that. I don't know if it'll truly be like an active recovery day like I did for a couple mic'd up videos, but more just like a normal training day where I just focus on some auxiliary lifts that I think will be useful for tomorrow's session with snatch balances and some rack jerks. But on different weeks, it could be different things. But that's it for this one and the end of the first official week. There's one more day of training before I start to week 2 of it. But that's it for this one. I'll talk to you on the next one. I hope you all have a great day. Peace.